Hey guys, it's Miss A. I just wanted to take the time today to make a video on how to make a sensory bin at home. A lot of my kids use sensory bins prior to us getting started in OT sessions and prior to getting started to do fine motor activities like writing, typing, cutting, those kinds of things that we do a lot of. Now that you're at home and teachers are sending home materials for you to do, a good time to do these kind of things would be prior to doing that work, to just kind of get yourself in that mindset of sitting down and completing a desktop activity. So we're going to get started with some things that I found around the house just to give you some ideas on what you can put into a sensory bin and what that looks like. So one of the things we did in a previous video was we cut up little pieces of paper to make a rainbow. So you could take the extra papers and just put them into a container, and that can be a sensory bin. I found some sequins, lying around our house from a prior arts and craft project that you could turn into a sensory bin as well. You could put that into a small container. I have lots of beads lying around my house. I have 2 girls, so we have lots of beads. So that's a fun thing as well. We had a shell necklace that broke, so these are some shells from that necklace that you could put into something. We have lots of marbles. You could take some marbles and put those into a bin. We also have slime. A lot of my kids know that we use a lot of slime in OT. If you don't have slime at home, there's lots of YouTube videos on how to make slime. Some of them are easier than others, but it's a fun little project to do on how to make slime. My daughter had a sand art bottle. She decided to pour it out. And she uses this as a sensory bin because she likes the feel of the sand. So you could use sand from a sand art bottle, or if you have other sand bin stuff lying at home. And one of my favorite things that my kids use a lot in OT at school is kinetic sand. So kinetic sand is one of my favorite things. This is my son's kinetic sand bin. I have one at school that's brown that the kids might remember, my students will know about. And this is great. Not only is this is harder sand, it's the cheaper stuff, so it's a little bit harder, but I actually like it better because it's good for for hand strengthening too. So that's a good option if you have any of that lying at home. That's a little harder to make, so there are some videos online, but it is a little more difficult and challenging to make your own kinetic sand. I also have lots of Play-Doh. There are videos online as well to make your own Play-Doh if you don't have any at home. So that's another idea if you want some Play-Doh. And then I found a couple, items that you can also use. These are some lentils. I put them in a bowl because we might actually still use them. But you can put them in a bowl. You can feel them. They feel really cool. You can use beans, you can use rice. You have some other baking items you could use. Hey, sorry, part 2. I don't know what happened with my phone, but it cut me off, so I'm going to just finish up where I left off. Again, some things around the house that you can use. I have some things out here, so you can use some cornstarch, sugar, flour, baking soda, baking powder. You can mix in some beans or some lentils into that and to put it in a bin. You don't have to get fancy, just anything that feels good to your touch. You can put in a bowl or a bin or a Tupperware container, and just use those at home before you get started on some work. So if you want any more suggestions, feel free to email me, and I hope you enjoyed this. All right, bye.